You're listening to Hey Pal, What's New with John, Alex, and Greg. Hey Pal, What's New is a GBR production. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all other social media platforms. Hey Pal, What's New can be found on Spotify, Twitch, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google, Podbean, Pandora, and all your other favorite podcast locations. Warning, Hey Pal, What's New contains explicit content. John, Alex, and Greg are a pair of vulgar Gen Xers. If you are easily offended, please stop listening and go download a nice tame podcast like the Goop Podcast. You have been warned.
Friday night, my belt is tight, 'cause I'm so fat.
There you go.
Hey, everybody, what's up? It's Friday night.
Let's just pray your camera don't go out.
Yeah, just touch your balls and listen to some Lou rolls. It's Hey Pal, what the is new? My name's Greg, and that's John Alex over there, and we're back on a Friday night.
Friday night, my belt is tight,
take
'cause
off.
I'm so fat.
The size 38. I got this little clippy thing here. I'm just going to play with this. Yeah, hey, everybody. Hope you enjoyed your 4th of July weekend. We'll get into all that, but it's good to be back in the CCC. Everybody's doing good. You doing all right? Close enough. It's fine. Yeah.
Well, I'll just go upstairs and have something to eat. You can talk to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to go, beat my head against the wall. We're back.
You need a cookie.
I took a Xanax today. I'm coming in hot.
Strap in, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a good one.
Oh, boy. It was a Xanax day, everybody. So, we're glad to be here for you on
Always.
this Friday night. Hope you enjoyed last week's episode. And we're going to start it off with a little Hey Pal, What's New, as we always do. Hey, pal, what's new? Did you enjoy your 4th of July?
No.
No? You didn't do anything?
No, I never do anything on 4th of July. I feel like I did, but I don't know what.
You're not like a fireworks person or anything like that?
No.
Yeah, it's so funny because people are like, oh, we gotta go see the fireworks in the damn brain. I'm like, fireworks have pretty much been the same since I was a young lad.
Yeah.
You look up in the air and you go, ooh, and you wait and you wait and you wait till it gets dark. It reminded me of a story when my kids were little.
Right.
You could do it back in the day. It's,
When your kids were young.
Damn it, we're old.
Yeah, when my kids were little. But my favorite thing is, when the kids were little, they'd always be like, the grandparents and everybody's like, we gotta go see fireworks. It's gonna be fireworks. We're gonna go to the fireworks, right? And their kids are little, and they're going, and they're getting doused with sugar, and they're getting their hats, and they're getting their glowy sticks, and you go out into the lawn, and everybody's waiting for it to get dark, get dark, get dark. As soon as the fireworks go off, crying, like uncontrollably.
I'm scared.
And then I'd have to take them back home. I'm like, that was just a waste of about, $50 and about 50 mosquito bites, and
And you're not even drunk.
No, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I've had plenty of 4th of July drunken parties at Bantam Lake,
Who
but
hasn't?
ooh, man, I remember one year there was a 30-pack of Natty Light that was had because me and my ex, we went late and there was no beer left, so we're like, I guess we'll do Natty Light.
Ugh.
Oh God, it was so
No,
bad.
thank you.
And it's not like I'm a beer snob. I'm like Coors Light, all the way. At least I was. But yeah, this year it was kind of. I mean, I did have my girls. It was great. They it's funny because now that, like I said in the past episodes, they're in summer mode. So like they'll text me and be like, "Hey, Dad. Hey, what's going on? Nothing. Can I come over?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, hold on, I'll pick you up in a half hour." And then they came over and we had a good time. Dad cooked on the grill. We made some
once-
burgers and dogs, and
Once
we,
Zoe's official, you don't have to go, I'll be right over. You're like, sure, get in the fucking car, come on over.
I cannot wait. August 30th, I think, is when she takes her test.
Ooh.
So yeah, she's got the red demon. She's all set to go. So, no, but it was
they
nice.
came over for it?
Yeah, they came over. We did s'mores. I lit a fire, even though it was like way too hot to have a fire. But the kids wanted s'mores, so whatever they want, Daddy does.
What the kid you want, the kid yeah.
Yeah, and so they cooked marshmallows, and we did hot dogs and hamburgers on the grill, and it was a fucking war zone outside. I'm sure all your dogs and cats
My
and
dogs don't
chickens
give a
and things. Really? They don't care about the fireworks? I always see those sad things on social media. It's like, be careful of your animals when their fireworks are going off. I didn't mind that shit. I used to fucking hate the 4th of July when my kids were little because it was either we'd wait all day and go to the fireworks and then they'd cry as soon as one Roman candle goes off, or they would go to bed at like 8, 9 o'clock and it's like sounds like a fucking war zone out there.
That's right.
And where I live, we were in between two lakes.
Oh,
there's
that's
like,
right.
It's like, yeah, it's Uncle Sam just fucked me in the ass every goddamn year. I was just like,
No, thank you.
and it would, and that's the thing too, is that they do the fireworks on the 4th as everybody does, which is fine. You expect it, but it's like as soon as like, what is it, Memorial Day? Or is it Labor Day or whatever the fuck, Arbor Day? I don't know. They just start
September.
fucking blowing up fire, and you're like, dude, it's Easter. Can we stop? With the. It's like,
Well, that's like in Myrtle Beach. They have like fireworks twice a week in 2 different places. And when we used to go down there, it was like, oh, let's go down to Barefoot and watch the fireworks. Let's go. And now I'm like, I guess. Like, do I really want to fight with a crowd of other fucking tourists? It was one thing when like nobody was going down there, but now everybody goes. And my mom's in North Myrtle, so it's like not as bad. But it's like, do I really want to fight with these crowds of freaking jamokes and fight? No.
We used to go to Danbury Mall. They would have this whole big thing. It was so crowded and all that stuff. But we figured out that, the fireworks in Danbury, and you're literally looking straight up because they're shooting them over there. We figured out there was a CVS, like, out in the distance, like way in the distance, and they had a field there, like a little right in the parking lot. We parked in the parking lot. We could put a blanket out. It was far enough away where the kids weren't freaked out, but you could still see everything. And that was great until a kid got hit by a car one year.
Oh, no, that's not well.
That ended that whole party. But, yeah, 4th of July. It was great to have all the days off. And I am officially on fucking vacation. I got 3 days off. I'm going to the Borgata to spend some money in the big old suite and have tubby time with my girl. And, I can't fucking wait. I got my petty...
I don't want to make the bad jokes.
Why?
Tubby time.
Tubby time, dude. Come on, that's the. You get. First of all, I'll preface this by saying that my girl is a fucking high roller, right? So we go. She gets the suite, which is like the size of 2 of my apartments.
Jesus.
At huge window and big bathroom and everything, king size bed. It's ridiculous. 3 nights free. Well, it's not really free because you're dumping all that money in the slots, but hey, it's considered free. Free dinner with all the comps, free Starbucks all day. Jesus. All we have to pay for is gambling, like putting the money in the slots, right? But in the suite, there's a huge tub, like one of those, not like a Mount Airy Lodge fucking champagne tub, but
beautiful Mount Airy
a big tub.
Lodge.
So we enjoy a nice tubby time at the end of the day. It's, slip and slide, Hey, look, for all you young people out there, fucking in a pool doesn't work.
No.
It's annoying, but, you
And don't believe the hype. You can get pregnant the first time, and you can get pregnant if you're having sex in a hot tub.
Yeah, but if you shoot a load, it's fine, it just goes right in the water. I was waiting for you to take a sip. I'm like, I'm going to spew this motherfucker.
Yeah.
No, but we always have a really good time. I'm really looking forward to it. Getting away because I'm just we
We had softball, of course. It was the
Yes.
weekend. But I also worked on a TV show.
Oh, tell us about that.
Let's see how much I can tell. I won't tell you the name of the show.
Well, okay.
But it was up here. Not on air, I won't tell you. I'll tell you off air. But it was funny. The scene was like this picnic. We're at a barbecue joint. But I guess it's a reshoot. And the scene is there's a couple of us sitting at a table, and I could tell the camera's up above us, so they're filming down and from off to the side. And this dog comes running up, is supposed to jump on the table, start going ham on the freaking barbecue food.
Oh.
Which it does. And we're supposed to freak out and jump. And I'm like, this is a total test of acting skills because it's a fucking Jack Russell Terrier jumping on the table to eat barbecue, and I'm supposed to be afraid of it. I don't care if those things kill rats and freaking.
It's not like Cujo, but hey, you know whenever you talk about the extra stuff, it sounds like so much fun.
It is. I went for costume fittings for another thing I'm doing not next week. Next week I'll be in Syracuse all week, but the week after that, doing this. It's a movie they're filming in like Saugerties. So I had to go up to Ulster and get fitted for a costume, and it was like they told me the one's like, "What's your waist size?" I was like, "Real waist or pant size?" And she's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "Okay, pant size is this, real waist is that." She goes, "No," and I'm like, "Yeah." And she goes and gets me clothes. I put them on. I'm like, I can't fucking button these.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't have the kind of belly where I could button them low and just let it hang over the top.
Yeah. See, I have that problem all the time. Like. Actually, it's funny because we were just talking about it, me and my girl, this week. Because, I'm in that I have a big gut and no ass.
Right.
And
I have, the giant ass.
You have the big ass, right? So, I put on a pair of 34s, right? And they hang under the gut.
Right.
But they still sag because I have no ass.
Yep.
Get the 36, they don't go over the gut. And, then you got to wear a belt because now my pants are falling down every 2 minutes, and I'm constantly fucking doing this shit. So I was just like, after yesterday, I think it was one of those, I'm constantly pulling up my fucking pants. I didn't bring a belt. I said, I'm just getting fucking size 40, over the gut. Who gives a fuck?
Yep.
High-waisted. I don't give a shit.
Male camel toe time.
It really, because it's just like it's the worst thing having a huge gut and no ass.
Yeah. So they put me in that, and then she's like, "Oh," and I'm like, I show her, I was like, "See, I can't fucking button these." She's like, "All right." She comes back with a pair of jeans, and I put them on, and now they're too fucking big.
Yeah.
And she's like, And then they changed my shirt because they had me this gray shirt with a mustard yellow fucking sweater vest.
Yeah.
Then they're like, "No, that shirt's not right," and they put another shirt with that mustard yellow sweater vest and the jeans. And they're like, no. And then they give me a completely different shirt. And all your other mustard yellow sweater vest and the jeans. Oh, you were paused.
Penis. Anyway.
So then they're like, hold on. And they just give me a pair of fucking overalls. I was like, that works. And they give me Converse, but I'm like, they're ghetto Converse, but my point was that Converse, this movie takes place in 1939. I don't think Converse were around in 1939.
I mean, who's gonna notice, really?
Yeah, I should look up when Keds came out.
Although, when we start talking about TVs and movies and shit, people's comments on fucking these TV shows, where it's just like the continuity. I understand that we talked about continuity with my favorite one in Ocean's 11, where you cut to Brad Pitt, he's eating nachos. They look over at Julia Roberts. They cut back to him. He's eating a shrimp cocktail. You're like, what the fuck?
Well, and I said that to one of the other people who was there getting fit, and he's like, I'm wearing a pair of jeans. Why'd they give me a different pair of jeans? I just brought these. And I was like, 'cause detail. And he goes, what? And I was like, the stitching on yours may not match the stitching that and again, you have faded blue jeans. Nobody in 1939 was wearing faded blue jeans.
Yeah,
they were crisp
tough.
Blue.
Yeah,
But you get those people who will nitpick that shit.
Excuse me, that double-cross reinforced stitching on the zipper was not an option in 1939.
Yeah.
So, that's just wrong. Who the fuck made this movie? They're so full of shit, I'm going to stop watching.
They could just fucking chew on a grenade.
Anyhow. So
that sounds like fun. And listen, audience out there, don't worry. The content is still going to be flowing the next 2 weeks, even though we're away. we have some good treats for you coming up in the next week or two. We have we're experimenting. We're experimenting a little bit on some different ones. Now that we've caught up on our weekly activities, now, do you have any I don't know, news? John, you got any news?
You can see my news over my shoulder, can't you?
Dude, I'm fucking blind as a bat. I can't see shit.
Well, I'm going to start off with Rip Sonny Corleone. Rest in peace.
They finally got him on the
Jimmy.
causeway.
Yeah, they got him on the causeway.
They finally got him on the causeway.
I'm not even going to go into it. Everybody's beats that one. No, not Jimmy. They just beat that one to death.
Yeah.
The most interesting story I heard out of this, though, is I didn't know this one, that while filming The Godfather, one of the guys on set, he broke his camera.
Mm-hmm.
He was like improvising and like being crazy and like getting angry, doing whatever, and he broke the guy's camera. And when they were like cutting, he's like, "Hey, I'm really sorry about that." Pulls out his wallet and gives the guy money and goes, "Here, go get a new camera."
Yeah.
That's the kind of guy he was.
He was a class act, and it made me think about, because everybody immediately, when they think about Jimmy Caan, they think about, Goodfellas, Jesus Christ, the Godfather.
Right.
But, then it made me think of, like, Elf. Like, he was great in Elf. Misery.
Oh.
Misery, for God's sakes. I mean, the man has done a million different things, and it was a surprise. Like, I don't know. Celebrity deaths for me, it's like, I mean, I knew he was alive, so when you do hear of a passing, you're like, oh, wow.
My friend Kat shared a story. She said when he was on NBC's Las Vegas, I worked with him on a couple of projects. First time he spoke to me was coming out of his trailer. He asked me if he could bum a smoke. Starstruck, I replied, "Sir, you're Sonny Corleone. I'll give you the whole damn pack if you want it." He laughed as he lit it and told me to call him Jimmy. I was on cloud 9 for the rest of the day.
Wow. Yeah, he just seems like a class actor. And his son, too, in all the Ocean's movies.
God.
He's just
In everything.
classic. Yeah.
So, other news. I found this one. I don't know if you saw this. I'm just going to quickly. Did you see the 4th of July hot dog eating contest?
Wasn't there a fight that broke out?
It wasn't a fight. There was a guy, 2 people, one in a stormtrooper mask and another one in a Darth Vader mask, holding a sign that says "Expose the Smithfield Death Star," referring to Smithfield Farms, like pig farm thing. And then they slam it to Joey Chestnut, and he just grabs the person around the neck, gives him a chokehold, continues eating his fucking hot dog, and then let the guy go.
Joey Chestnut's a fucking champ.
Dude.
Who won? He won again,
Of course
obviously.
he wins
every
Joey
year.
Chestnut.
He's got to be like, after like the 7 rings, you got to retire. It's just like.
I can't wait till he has his fucking heart attack and is like, man, I can't believe he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
Wow, he was such a healthy guy.
I know. Seriously. Yeah, and it's always those little fuckers. You never see like the 400-pound guy,
Yeah.
It's always like that little fucker. They eat like, what, 200 something hot dogs? I used to watch it every year just for the shits and giggles, and plus it's Coney Island, who loves who doesn't love a good Coney Island Nathan's?
So before I get into like my 3 pieces of Marvel news.
Ooh.
First, Jude Law, his mysterious Star Wars series, Skeleton Crew.
Yes.
They've started production on that with Spider-Man No Way Home director John Watts.
Yes.
So that I don't even know what it's going to be about.
From what I understand, it's more geared towards like they're trying to go like with a Star Wars Stranger Things thing, which we'll talk about that finale too. Because I don't think we talked about the finale and the finale of The Boys, which we'll get into too. Yeah, I think the premise is something where it's a bunch of kids and he needs to get them out to safety after Order 66 kind of thing. And it's, it sounds cool. I mean, anything without the Skywalkers at this point, I'm just like, please do. There was an interesting thing that I did hear on the way down. I will have to find the link and we'll have to post it on our Facebook thing. They took the Obi-Wan series that was on Disney Plus, condensed it down into like a 2.5-hour movie. It plays so much better.
You watched it?
No. From what I understand, they explained.
Who cut it down? Disney or
no? It's just some fan. Just some fan put it in there because I did hear some criticisms, like we did say on previous episodes. Like I enjoyed Obi-Wan. I thought it was great. I didn't have any qualms about it with a lot of other people, but there were certain things in there that I was kind of like, like they did So apparently what this guy did is he fan cut it. And he basically listened to everybody's kind of quote-unquote complaints about it. Like, there's that one guy that was driving the truck. And, Star Wars does this thing where they do some characters, they'll do the alien talk with the subtitles.
Right.
And that seems good. But then you have, like, the instance in Solo with that one animal, the one snake-looking thing. It's like, Solo, it's like that. It's like, it totally throws you off.
Give me alien language in the subtitles, please.
And the guy, like Dax and all those other fucking characters where it's like, we'll talk like this for the rest of the... And you're just like, dude, I don't need that. It's so much better. So he did, like... He took out the first scene with the younglings because that totally, once you see the youngling, you're like, oh, that's Reva. Took that out. Changed that guy's voice from stupid English thing to subtitles. He changed the battle a little bit so it wasn't... It just... I'm dying to watch it.
I'm going to have to watch this.
I'm dying to watch it because...
Where can I get it? That's the question.
I have a link. We will put a link up on the Facebook page, and I'll send it to you because I literally just heard it on the drive here. The guy was John Campia, his show. He was talking about it, and like one of the complaints was like during that fight, they didn't really use any of the classic Star Wars John Williams themes. It was some other guy who did it.
Okay.
I didn't really notice it that much, but apparently when you watch it, they put the Duel of the Fates under that Vader Obi-Wan thing, and it makes it so much better. So I'm curious to see, but I love when fans do. They even mentioned one where they took the prequels and made it into one large movie and condensed it all, and it was supposed to be great. I don't know. I mean, I think you should just stay with what you have. The whole could have been, would have been, should have been is kind of but it's fun to see.
So I think this is sort of Marvel-related news. It's not really Marvel, but no, it's not Marvel at all. Sandman.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's a comic book property.
Neil Gaiman has said he wants to see all those people who are like pissed off over Gwendolyn Christie being Lucifer. He wants them to start a boycott. He goes, responding online hate about that. He asked folks to boycott the Netflix show because it'll bring the series good luck.
I guess so, yeah. I mean, controversy
fucking
sells.
people talking.
Yeah, he's got balls, man. He's just like, whatever.
Yeah. So here's the Marvel news.
Okay.
In no particular order. Chris Hemsworth, post Thor, Love and Thunder.
Ooh.
He is in an interview said he will be happy to play Thor until the audience or Marvel gods say, no, we've had enough.
Well, that's good. I mean, I think that's what some of the things with Phase 4 that's going on is we're kind of losing those legacy characters, and he's still hungry. I mean, we are going to talk Love and Thunder when we get to the movie part because our boy has seen it. We'll try to be as non-spoilery as we can, but...
For what, the 3 is out there? Fuck you.
Yes.
And if you're listening to this on Spotify or any of those other streaming services, if you haven't seen it by the time this comes out...
Yeah, true. It'll be by Monday. So
suck
look,
my
man,
big black stuff and suck it and suck it and suck it.
Exactly. Suck on my big chocolate salty balls. So yeah, I mean, I don't mind if he spoils.
I'm happy
anything
about
on
that.
it.
Captain America 4.
Ooh.
Marvel signs a director for the Sam Wilson solo film. It's going to be Julius Ona, who's known for his work on the Cloverfield Paradox.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what that means. That was just dropped today that I saw it.
I didn't see. That's the one where they're in space kind of thing. The
I think
Cloverfield.
so, yeah.
I like the first two. I mean, Cloverfield's one of my favorite movies. 10 Cloverfield Lane is good. I never saw the third one, but yeah.
And that's it. That was all my news. I thought I had 3 pieces of Marvel news. I did not because why? I'm a dick.
John, you got any news?
That's my balls.
You done did it. Yeah. No, I'm interested about Captain America 4. I mean, I was one of those people that really enjoyed Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I thought it was great.
I liked it. Again, I was talking with guys and said about this. I always say this. I rate everything based on rewatchability for me. Mm-hmm. And I don't know that that's a series I'm gonna be like, oh, I gotta rewatch it. I don't think any of the series that have been on, I've been like, oh, I want to rewatch that.
it's tough for me to kind of, with a series, to go back and rewatch it unless it's something like a Breaking Bad or something like that, where it's just like, and even then I won't finish the whole season. I'll just be like, oh, it's on, I'll watch it. You know, like, for that, if they can continue that story, I mean, I'll be honest, the Sam Wilson cap, that outfit, I wasn't really, like, I'm more excited about USA Agent in that. You know, he was great. The story itself was good. You know, so yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see what they're going to do with Captain America. You know, I'm all for it, definitely. So
Hells to the yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we could start with movies, because my boy over here saw a little movie with a guy with a hammer over here.
Yeah, I
with
saw
a guy
that.
with it made out of rocks. That's not the thing over here.
I saw that. Oh, your camera went out.
Hey, where am I?
I don't
Penis
know.
hole.
Fuck.
That's all right. You're going to talk about Love and Thunder, and I'll be like the mysterious black man in the corner.
Yeah, I don't know if
Not-
I'll be able to
not
get your camera
bite.
back on while we're here, though. That's the problem.
Oh, okay. These nuts. Every time I hear that noise, it's my daughter's freaking thing. So, yeah, let's
yeah,
keep.
I can't get you on.
That's okay. We'll keep the party going because you're going to talk about the stranger.
The Thor: Love and Thunder.
You like my sound effects? This goes on for 15 minutes. Anyway.
You know I have a button over here that shuts off your mic.
Yeah, I know.
I very much enjoyed it. It was good. It was a little touchy-feely, as you would expect with a title like Love and Thunder, which actually is kind of a misdirect because I don't think it went the direction everybody thought it was going to go. They took the whole Jane's got cancer angle, which is right out of the comic books. I also did appreciate all the sticking with what's on the comic book art in a lot of the scenes.
Okay.
I know they've talked a lot about this on other places about how like a lot of the shots perfectly mirror what's in the comic panels, which is always nice to see. What the hell is wrong with me over here?
You got cum in your throat. Don't worry.
I
about
do.
I knew I shouldn't have shot it in there.
It's definitely, you definitely really see that Taika Waititi humor coming out.
Now, I heard...
Sometimes a little like, okay, do we need to go there with the fucking Marvel movie with like being a little inappropriate sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I haven't seen it. From what I've heard from reviews, I mean, it's got a... like 70% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Well, the
kind of
second
thing.
week is always the test. They just said that it did great in the box office, but not Doctor Strange Multiverse great.
Yeah, well, I think, you know, to be fair, I think everybody was expecting Multiverse to be way more than it was. So the first week, everybody was like, "Oh my god, I have to see this," and then afterwards, they're like, you know, Love and Thunder. You know, for me, the first Thor was okay. Dark World, ugh. Ragnarok, they brought in Taika, and it was funny.
Right.
They went the comedic route, which was cool. This one I've heard is like way more funny than it is serious, and it's almost kind of like, and people are complaining about it, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, nobody said shit about Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, and
because nobody knew Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, and that was a comedy fest. They kind of switched it. I know some of the diehard comic fans are like, Thor's not that goofy, but like as we know, the Hemsworth can do no wrong, and then also he is a funny motherfucker.
I also found it funny that the like young Thors, they do the scenes of the young Thors running. Mm-hmm. One of those is actually his son.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you know. I'm definitely gonna go see it. You know, I'm not. It's not something where I'm like, oh my god, I have to go run and see it.
Right.
Just because I don't know, man. Like Marvel Phase 4, and I know that they're talking. Kevin Feige and you know Comic-Con's coming up. They're gonna be at Comic-Con. They have D23. They're like, it'll all be explained at these things. And I'm like, you better fucking come up with something because. I haven't been. I love them. I still love all their shows and I love all their movies. You know, I'm excited to see Love and Thunder, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, man, you better come up with some sort of thing because you're kind of running out of steam here a little bit. I'm afraid, you know. Even the TV shows, Moon Knight was not one of my favorites. Ms. Marvel, I still have to watch the latest episode that dropped on Wednesday. That one I'm enjoying a little bit, but I really haven't been like, oh my god, Marvel for a while, since No Way Home. I think, even the TV shows have been kind of like, all right, this whole Phase 4 thing is kind of weird, but yeah, man. So I mean,
so if you think about, I don't know how much you remember
Ragnarok.
Yes.
Okay.
There was that joke. Oh, your hammer pulls you off. Like those kind of jokes.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a lot more of those kind of jokes this time around than before.
And, as far as, like, Guardians, I know Guardians are in it, not the whole time. They're in it for a little bit, from what I understand. So you got that comedy going. You got Thor. I thought there was going to be a whole as Guardians of the Galaxy kind of thing.
As Guardians.
As Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay, so that's another one of my little qualms about this was there's that scene that we've all seen, like the trailer for, where Thor's just kind of sitting up on the mountain and they're like, oh, doing these battles and stuff. And I've seen a couple people talk about the fact that battle, he's like battling this. They're battling these bird-like things on this other planet.
Okay.
And he's sitting up there, and they're like, the Guardians are like, hey, Thor, we need your help in this battle. And then he goes down and helps them, and they're all kind of just standing around. It's just like, it seems so out of character for the Guardians to just kind of stand there while Thor beats the shit out of everybody with lightning bolts and stuff.
Yeah. I think they kind of feel like they're outmatched with him,
Well, that's about all they're in is the beginning part, so.
Yeah, that's what I understand, which is fine, like,
I definitely give it 3/4 chub.
Oh, nice. Okay.
I will see it again. I actually have a copy of it, so I'll watch it again and again. See, I jury-rigged and found a way to get you back on screen.
Oh, good. Yeah. Hey, everybody.
They missed you.
I'm sure they did.
I'll have to keep using the same method if it goes out again.
I feel like I have one of those hand strengthener things.
So yeah, there is some misdirect about where the Love and Thunder comes from. I don't
Okay.
really want to. I don't want to spoil it. So
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, like I said, I'm excited to see it. I don't know when I'm going to see it. That's kind of where I'm like, look, if you got spoil shit, because I don't know when I'm going to get into the theater to see it, and I'm one of those people.
Well,
Spoilers don't bother me.
I've never
much.
read the Gore the God Butcher comics.
Me neither.
So, I don't know the whole in this with his daughter. I know part of the original comics was the fact that he was mad at the gods because his wife and daughter were dying. There was something going on, and they never answered it. He was very devout to his gods, and they just ignored him.
Was it during the part where he carried them?
Just his daughter. His wife was not.
Oh, I was going for a Jesus footprints joke.
So, okay, you want heavy spoilers?
All right.
Heavy fucking spoilers ahead.
Here we go, kids.
So,
Oh, the extended version.
that's right. His daughter dies. He finds this oasis. The god he's been praying to is there. They had just killed whoever had the dark sword. Whatever the fuck the name of that sword is, I cannot remember it. That Gore the God Butcher carries around. It's the God Killer, the sword.
Okay.
And he kills this god, and that's what starts his rampage of just killing all the gods. Because is it the Ebony Blade that it possesses you and makes you corrupts you. Yeah.
Okay.
Makes you cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So he has to get to the center of the universe to basically the first person to ever get to the center of the universe. They grant you one. It's like a one wish kind of fucking thing. And he wanted to wish all gods to be dead, but he wishes, oh God, for his daughter to come back.
Okay.
And then he dies.
And the daughter comes back?
And the daughter comes back.
Says, hey, Dad. He's like...
Well, he wasn't dead yet. He's able to be like, oh,
I'm not dead yet.
I'm not dead. And then, of course, Thor... Jane dies because she got cancer.
She got the big casino.
Right. And
Not the other big casino.
becoming the mighty Thor doesn't... It makes her healthy for the time being, but her cancer continues to progress.
Oh,
So, they realize, oh, God, if you do this one more time, you're going to die. She does it one more time.
okay.
She dies.
I thought she was dead.
Yeah. And then, Thor raises Gor's kid, who, because this celestial being brought his daughter back, she now has, like, Thor-type powers.
Oh.
So, the ending scene, they're running across to do battle against these people. It's I think the moral at the end there is, like, and that's the thing, is she's love, he's thunder.
Oh, I see how it
because
is.
she was brought back as a sign of her father's love for her was, I'm going to sacrifice my life and my one wish to kill all the gods just to bring you back.
Yeah.
And, there's this whole back and forth between him and Thor there where, like, Thor's just like, yes, I'll take care of her. I'll raise her kind of thing.
Oh,
and,
boy.
There's the whole him back with Jane, and he always wanted to have a family.
Yeah, and now I'm white.
You always were. I'll get you back up there. I'm just going to have to keep doing it this
Just
way.
put a picture of Hercules there. It's fine. Hercules. No, that sounds good, man. So 3/4 chub.
I give it a full-on 3/4 chub.
Better-
I will watch it. Like, again, as I always say, my whole,
It's all about
whatever
rewatchability.
is about rewatchability.
Yeah.
And that movie, to me, very rewatchable.
Good. That's good to see, or good to hear, actually, because, I was getting a little worried, hearing, like, not like every Marvel movie should have, like, a 99% Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that, but, like, the last couple ones, have been, like, I have no desire to go back and rewatch any of those. Even Doctor Strange, I'm like, I want it, because it's on Disney Plus now, I'm like, I want to give it another shot, but I'm just like, that's an investment, like that's an investment. Like,
I was gonna watch it before I went to see this, but I was like, I just don't have the energy to sit down and watch it.
No, I wanted to see Ragnarok before this too, so maybe I'll watch that and then.
You haven't seen it?
Oh, I've seen it.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Yeah. No, I'm caught up on all Marvel stuff. I don't think there's any Marvel movie I haven't seen. Some I've seen not in the theater. Some I've seen like.
I don't think there's any I haven't seen in the theater.
Dark World I never saw in the theater. We even got
anyway, that's my movie. That's all I got movie wise.
Yeah,
you got any movies?
Movie wise, I didn't really see anything. Movie wise, I didn't even go back and rewatch some classics. 4th of July and stuff. For me, it's been all about television. I definitely want to talk about both the Boys finale. That was this week. That was today, and we never really touched on the Stranger Things finale.
No.
After that,
So where do we want to go? You want to go with those two, the finales, or new TV stuff?
let's do new TV stuff, because there's stuff that I did watch too. That one was new, one was like another one of going to Manal's house. She's got a show on, like when I watched Love, and she's like, "Oh, hey, I'm watching this show," and I'm like, "Oh, this has been out for a while," and we got sucked in and watched about a whole season or two. So we'll get to that. So why don't you tell me about some new TV? Because I need some new shit to watch now.
New TV. I think you can skip it. I don't think it's up your alley. Was this new show on AMC? It's all a Moonhaven.
Moonhaven.
Yeah, the only it's one of those like trippy kind of. So the premise is Earth, of course, destroying itself. We're killing ourselves. The air is not breathable. The environment's polluted.
Yeah.
So they send these group of people up to colonize the moon and develop like new things that'll save people on Earth.
Oh, okay.
They create this whole society in a biodome on the moon that's run by this artificial intelligence thing that keeps everything going.
Okay.
And they're supposed to create this, like, all the technology to save Earth and the people on Earth. And now it's time to link the Earth and the moon together so that all that technology can come down. And there's a whole conspiracy going on and people getting killed in this, like, goofy utopian society where people don't even like, oh, you felt a tragedy. We're going to give you the dance of like, ooh, 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 to make you feel better.
You love those shows, like the trippy ones like Severance and all that shit.
Yeah, and they got this like, oh, so you won't be sad about your loved one passing. Take the Bright, and it's this pill that makes you like forget the upsetness of the person dying. You remember it, but you're just not upset about it anymore.
Wow,
Like,
where do you get some of those?
I don't know. It's called heroin. So it was all right. I watched 2 episodes of that. It does have, what's his name? The guy who plays Charlie in Lost.
Charlie.
Not Penny's boat. That's something I always go to. The fuck is his name? He was one of the hobbits.
Oh.
Anyway, he's in it.
A hobbit.
Joe I can never say his name, who played the werewolf on True Blood.
Joe Manganiello.
Yeah, I don't know how to say his last name.
All
I know is
just call him the
Dungeon
DM,
Master.
The Dungeon Master.
The Dungeon Master's on it, which is good. So I watch this other goofy fucking show that I'm in the middle of. I gotta finish. It's called Maggie on Hulu.
Maggie.
Yeah, it's a stupid, like, just... I don't think I'm the target audience for this show, but I'll watch it anyway.
Yeah.
It's this woman who's like a psychic, you know, touch people and you can see their future and stuff, but then she starts getting glimpses of her own future and thinking what her visions are about her, but it's not. It's about the people she's reading are like part of her life, and she's like anyway.
I always forget that I have Hulu. It's one of those things where it's just like, oh, it's on Hulu? I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
do I have Hulu?
So
yeah, I do.
Another Hulu, I think it was a Hulu watch. I got pulled down this rabbit hole, and I think I could watch it because it's been so long. There was a TV show called Eli Stone. So I restarted rewatching about this lawyer who's got like a brain aneurysm, but he starts like having these visions, and like the first vision he has, he's hearing this music, and he's trying to figure out what it is, and then when he hears the whole song, it's fucking George Michael. And it's fucking George Michael in his like living room dancing. He's like having a full blown like vision of George Michael singing in his living room, and he like that starts to like.
And then they go into a public restroom, and then it's
yeah. It starts to guide his like lawyer career. It's a good show, but it's the guy who I can't remember his name. He played Sherlock on that TV show Elementary.
Nadia Watson.
Well, yes, it's him. I'm sure these are 2 shows I'm going to tell you that you don't even know. It very much reminds me of, even though it came before it, Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist.
Oh, yeah, I like that show.
That show was great. It's very much like that. He hears these songs and people dancing and doing these full-on productions thinking, and that's what kind of tells him to, you know, take this case, or this is what's going wrong. I liked it when I first watched it, and I think it only got 1 season, so I just started rewatching it.
Okay.
Cast-wise, you're looking at Johnny Lee Miller,
Okay.
who was in lots of shit. He's this guy. Anyway, he's in it. You've got Natasha Hemstridge. You got where are the other fucking famous people? Victor Gerber. I don't know. There's a bunch of really, really famous people. I don't know. Tom Cavanaugh. I don't know if you know Tom Cavanaugh, the actor. If you've watched Flash, he plays H.G. Wells.
Okay.
So
okay.
he's on it. He plays his dad. And it turns out like his dad had the same thing. And to deal with like all these visions, his dad used to drink a lot, so it caused problems for the family. And he grew up hating his dad, thinking he was just a fucking crazy drunk. I like that show. I rewatched it. I don't know why. I think it's just that enough time has gone by, and that addresses like the rewatching shows.
Sure.
I think I just need a long time to go by before I'm like, I'm going to rewatch that and check it out again.
Yeah. Yeah, there has to be like a certain amount of distance from it before you go like, yeah, you know, I'm gonna check that out again.
So that's all the new TV I got.
Wow, yeah, so just list them off for me real quick because my mind is like a fucking sieve right now.
The ones my shows?
Yeah, the new ones you had.
Maggie the Psychic.
Yeah.
Girl. Then Moonhaven, about the colony on the moon that's developing technology to save Earth.
Okay. The Moonhaven one I'm interested in.
And then I rewatched Eli Stone.
Okay. Eli, oh. Okay. Yeah, I'm on about 0.5 milligrams right now, so.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, man.
It's been a week.
I mean, I did also, really quick, just to bitch one more time. Holy fucking shit. Last week I bitched about what? I hate the most overused fucking trope on TV shows.
Time travel.
Fucking time travel. Like 3 of the shows I watch this week are doing time travel bullshit. The Orville, which is like...
Yeah, that's that...
that show, I love it, but I feel like since they moved to Hulu, they stopped being as like fun and playful as they were on that show and comedy wise, and gotten really fucking serious. Moving to Hulu, they got so serious.
I heard there was like a different tone, like the tone change,
massively different tone,
which is interesting.
And they did a whole fucking time travel thing, and even the series finale of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds,
yes,
did a whole fucking time travel thing again. And I get that the other Star Trek Discovery and all that stuff did the time travel thing with Michael Burnham. I don't know if you watched it. But the main character, Michael, she like traveled through time stuff. But like, I thought we were done with time. Every show using fucking time travel as the explanation of why things are the way they are.
Yeah, it's definitely.
It's starting to become a cop out. It's like, how do we explain this? I know, time travel.
Yes, it's like my boy Jamie Jostin from Hate Parade. He talks about on his podcast about retiring specific words in lyrics.
Yeah,
like I found that when I was recording. I use blood a lot. Like I'm just writing lyrics and I'm like, I can't. You have to retire the word. Same with time travel. Fucking retire it at this point. Yeah,
let's put it on the shelf for the time being. Treat it like the Joker. Put it on the shelf.
Yeah. Definitely. So, I mean, as far as TV goes, I mean, besides the big two ones that we're going to freaking jerk off for a while, I saw, I did watch a documentary, a new one on Netflix called Girl in the Picture.
Yeah, I saw that. I was gonna watch it, but I was busy watching shit.
It was one of those ones where you turn on Netflix and it automatically starts playing the trailer.
Yep.
And it was funny because Manal and I we wanted to get back into the Flowers in the Attic. We still had some more to watch, and we're like, are we gonna go for incest? Or are we gonna do the incest? And we put on Netflix first, and that came on, and we were like, oh, that looks cool. Let's watch that. The premise basically is. There's this woman, a young girl, who they find dead. She's dead in the woods. And
Can I help you, sir?
Sorry. I thought you was dead.
I thought you were dead. So she dies, and everybody's just like, oh my God, what happened? And they know that it's the husband. He's just a fucking piece of shit, right?
It's always
this guy. No, seriously, this guy, as you go farther down the rabbit hole of this show, what was nice about it is Netflix lately with their documentaries, they have to have episodes, like 6 episodes. This was hour and a half done.
Thank you.
Perfect. So
especially because listening to My Favorite Murder, every one of these I feel like I've heard the story already. So why do I need like 6 episodes about this bullshit?
Yeah, knock it out in 2 hours and shut the fuck up. Which is what this was. So it turns out the woman's dead, and they're trying to figure it out, and then they find out that she was using an alias, and the guy was using an alias.
Dun, dun, dun.
And you're like, okay, what's going on with him? Turns out that it was his, his wife. They moved to like a bunch of different states. Started out in Florida, and you find out that he married his daughter.
What?
And then they end up having. And what he does, the scumbag, she's like maybe 15, 16, starts giving her, giving her like lingerie and stuff. And her friend comes over and she's like, wow, look, this is all this like crazy lingerie. Like, yeah, Daddy gets it for me. Daddy loves when I wear this stuff. And
have you ever French kissed anybody? Yeah, but my daddy says I'm the best.
Yeah, exactly. So they have this other poor woman.
Yeah.
Hot, right? Right. So we're like, I look at Manal and I go, fucking incense, man. We're back in the incense again. He's banging his daughter. And he comes in, this guy, and you look at him, he's like the typical freaking wireframe, bad mustache, like this guy. And you can tell he was abusing her as a kid. She has a friend come over. Why am I laughing at this?
I don't know.
I'm a sick motherfucker.
You're going to hell.
So she has a sleepover with her friend, and the father comes in, and he goes, and they're changing, and he comes in, and he has a gun, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And the friend, they're like, "Oh, we're just like that." So he goes, "I'll be right back." He leaves, he comes back in with the gun, and he tells the friend of the daughter,
"Get the fuck out."
No, he goes, "Lay on the lay on the sleeping bag,
Okay.
and put the pillow over your head, and don't move that fucking pillow. She puts the pillow over her head. He proceeds to rape his daughter at gunpoint while this other girl is hiding her face.
Oh shit.
I'm like, what the?
What
This
the
guy's
fuck
a
did
sick.
I watch?
And then they, once all this stuff happens, and they keep changing their aliases, and then they go off to another place in Oklahoma where the murder was, and the whole time he's pimping out his daughter. She's going to fucking.
Oh shit.
He's sending her to strip clubs. She's doing favors, all this stuff, and he's not doing crap. I'm like, I said, can we just skip to the end? I just want to know if this guy is fucking dead. I hope he's fucking dead.
Yes.
I hope he went in and got raped by a million fucking dudes in prison.
Don't keep us in suspense. Is he dead?
He did go to jail.
Okay.
I don't think he didn't die. Well, he's not still. I think he's dead now. He didn't die of big dicks in his ass. He died of old age kind of shit. But ends up, then you go, oh my God, he's banging his daughter. This is disgusting. They go, turns out the daughter is not his real, because they have a kid, right?
Him and the daughter.
Yeah, the
Okay.
father and the daughter have another kid. Very, flowers in the attic, right? They go, she has the kid, and the guy is very protective of the kid. Now, when his quote-unquote wife dies, he wants custody of the kid, and he goes into foster care, and this guy is harassing the poor family that has this kid. The kid is so fucked up at this point. The father gets visitation rights, and he's hiding, and he's like, I don't want to see daddy. Daddy's bad. Daddy's bad. Daddy's bad. So this kid's fucked up, and he keeps stalking. He's trying to get custody. He tries to kidnap the boy, all this stuff, even after his wife dies. Turns out they do a DNA test. He's not. Dun dun dun. He's not He's not the biological father of the daughter. He kidnapped her when she was a baby. Thought that she was as my mother would say at a Lifetime, it was wicked. So go down the rabbit hole and watch Girl in the Picture. And on a completely other aspect, because, I'm hanging out with my girl once again. We picked that one, and we're like, oof. But when I got there, have you ever watched that show Grace and Frankie?
No.
On Netflix.
I know there's two really famous actresses.
Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda.
Damn.
In it, and I always goof on Winston from Ghostbusters, the African American guy who's every time Ghostbusters comes, I'll do it. He's the only one that wants to do it, because I'm like, he must not. He's in this show. It was cute. It's a sitcom. It's been on for a couple of months. I didn't realize you're watching this show. Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin, they're in their 80s.
Oh yeah. Jane
Fonda looks amazing for 82.
Ooh.
She looks like she's in her 50s, maybe 60s. I don't know. We were trying to debate, well, is that good genes or is that good doctors? We don't know. Even Lily Tomlin, which she reminds me of my Aunt Laura, Lala.
Right.
But it's a cute show. It was a cute show, and the whole premise is Grace and Frankie are friends. Their husbands, they find out that their husbands cheated on them with each other. So now Grace and Frankie's ex-husbands are a couple, and they're not. Grace and Frankie aren't scissoring or anything like that. None of that. But it's a fun, cute show if you get a chance. There's only a couple of seasons on it. Once again, it was a show where I'm like, I'm never gonna watch this crap, but it's on. We're in the background.
You start watching, I'll watch the next one.
Yeah, and
that's that Maggie show. I started watching. I was like, all right, I'll watch the next one, see what happens.
Yeah, once it just starts playing into the next episode, we're like, and it was one of those things where I was working from home, so I was working there, and I'm doing my stuff, and it's on the background, and I'm like, oh that's funny. And, well, the whole premise is they come up with a dildo. They design their own dildo for elderly women that need help with menopause and blah 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 blah, and it becomes this huge selling thing. At first they're like, how are we gonna get the money, blah blah blah. Anyway, get a chance to see it. It's like when we watched Love, which has been a couple years old. The show isn't on anymore. Grace and Frankie. I thought it was cute. I'll give it a. For anything, I just kept looking at Jane Fonda going, holy shit, she's fucking 82. I'd fucking throw Jane Fonda on it. She's 82.
Hey, Soldier Boy hit the nail on the head with the old ladies. Not this week's episode, but the week before. Was that the one where he's in the freaking guy's house?
Yeah.
He's in the bedroom jacking off, and the two old ladies are like making out, and he's like, "Oh, come on, lady."
And poor fucking Paul Reiser in that show.
My God.
He was great.
TV's Paul Reiser.
TV's Paul Reiser. He was in both shows that we're going to talk about. Both The Boys and Stranger Things.
Yeah.
And he kills it in both, man. Paul Reiser making a comeback. So let's go with Stranger Things first because that's been out for a while.
Okay.
What did you think?
I liked it, but at the same time, I was like, give me a fucking break.
Really?
Like, I wasn't so pulled in that, like, normally if I'm watching something and I'm, like, The Boys, I'm doing nothing else.
Oh, yeah.
With the Stranger Things, I'm, like, watching, I'm playing a game on my phone.
Yeah.
I'm checking my email. It's, like, in a small screen in the corner. I wasn't that pulled in.
Did you think it was too long? I felt like... I loved it, by the way. I'm giving it the good.
I'm not giving it any hate.
This season is kind of like, I give it a full chub with a little hangage.
Okay.
A little hangage, like it droops a little bit.
I'll give it a 3/4.
Oh, yeah. You know what I'll give it? I'll give it a full chub, like, I don't want to offend anybody. I'm not going to even say it.
Uh-oh. Full
Like,
chub
I'm going to
with
give it, like, those people that have, like, ridiculous cocks, that kind of twist.
Bill Clinton.
Yeah. Give it a full chub with a little dip. A full chub dip. That's a new one. I thought it was great. I did feel like it did have like the Lord of the Rings Return of the King ending when there was like 16 endings to it. And you're like,
oh, God.
Okay, wrap it up. Okay, it's 2.5 hours. I get it. All right. What are we doing? Let's resolve everything in the last 15 minutes kind of thing. But other than that, I mean, I think it was one of their strongest seasons to date.
Yeah.
I think everybody's going crazy with not Steve. Steve is my favorite character. God, the metal dude. Him playing Master of Puppets. Now that's another Kate Bush thing. Master of Puppets all of a sudden is back on the charts. People are just rediscovering it. Yeah, but that was the thing too. They introduced his character. He was a great character, and then fucking spoiler alert, he fucking eats it. You're like, and he was the only one who did. Everybody, the legacy characters, nobody.
Oh yeah,
like Max, they were like, she could have been, but you're like, they're not getting rid of her. They can fucking twist her legs and all that shit all day long, and they kind of dragged that out. Where the other people, it's like crack, 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 dead. She's like crack. Oh, crack. Like it's just, you're like, she's not gonna die. But it was great, man. I really dug it. So you thought it was like maybe too long? Maybe
not that it was too long. It just, I don't think it needed to be as long as it was.
Yeah. And I'm interested to see. I mean, the next season is gonna. The Duffer Brothers say it's gonna be shorter. So it's not.
Shorter is not always better, though.
No, that's true. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah. Well, I think they could have accomplished what they did in 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
The last 2 episodes, they could have accomplished that maybe in 2.5 or 3,
or maybe 2.
Give me 3 1-hour episodes. I don't think you need to go that over the top with. An hour-and-a-half episode and a 2-hour episode.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely
at that point. Why don't you just do the fucking Stranger Things movie?
Yeah. I mean, it was cool at the end where where they were saying like, oh, the first one's an hour and 15. The second one is gonna be 2.5 hours. You're like, oh, it's like a fucking movie. And they did kind of drag it out a little bit, but I enjoyed it. I really do. I mean, I think it's one of the best seasons they've had in a while, since season 1.
Sure.
So, better than 2, better than 3, I think. So I'll take it. On the other side of that, we also have The Boys season finale. Holy fuck. Now that
Here
is
you go.
That
You
old ladies.
Oh, good. Lube? Huh? Come on, I can't go in raw.
Please don't
Make eye contact.
Huey, listen, these women, they're like fine wine, okay? The older they get, the more delicious, but the drier.
Mary, Lucia, come.
Who is the one who's like, I banged 2 Jacquelines on that bed. Bassett and something.
Chop. Break time's over. That shag's not going to vacuum itself. Come on.
What's the problem?
What's the problem? First of all, I can...
Oh, wait, play it right there.
Fire those girls now. Thank you. And second of all, this bed has seen 2 Jacquelines. Do you know that? Smith and Bassett.
And Bassett.
Treating like...
That's a Charlie's Angels reference.
Oh, yeah. Now,
I thought the final episode was fucking amazing.
And that is a perfect example of a season finale that ties everything up in a little bow, but gives you a little bit something where you're like, okay, all right, now we know where we're going in the next season.
Oh, yeah, Homelander and his kid.
Yep.
Fucking blowing shit up.
Yep, Homelander and his kid. You got freaking Soldier Boy is alive, but he's in the cryogenics again, and Maeve made it, and, just everything.
Now you've got Soldier Boy in the cryogenics pod. Mm-hmm. It's not even cryogenics because he's not frozen. He's just gassed.
Yeah.
And that woman... I can't remember her name. Who's
Maeve?
what? No. The woman who's the head of Vought now.
Yeah.
Look, she's got, or wherever the government agent she's part of, she's got Soldier Boy in there, and you've got that other woman who is fucking super, who's now going to be vice president.
Yep.
Who will then kill the president so she could be president.
Mm-hmm.
And
Billy's just going, she's got to go. And that's how they leave it,
Bitches go.
Bitches gotta go.
That cunt's gotta go.
And that fight, Homelander and Maeve jamming his finger
into her eye.
You got those 2 fighting. Then you got Butcher and Soldier Boy and Starlight. And it's just a fucking melee. And it was perfect.
It's amazing to me the one thing Butcher did to try and basically save Ryan?
Yeah, I think it's Ryan.
To save him was by going basically telling him I can't look at you. You just remind me of the person who killed my poor, the woman I love, was to save him and push him away so that he can go off and do what he had to do.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that pushed him towards fucking Homelander.
Yep.
So now the only thing to do in season 4 with that, it's not like Butcher can go in there and try and pull the kid away. He's got to make that kid rebel against Homelander and realize...
Yeah.
He doesn't give a shit about me.
And how bad do you feel about that kid?
Oh, but he's smiling at the end when Homelander fucking blows that guy's head off.
He's starting to lose his fucking mind, but at the same time, he was very tight with Butcher, and he had all that guilt of killing the Stormfront and all those other ones, and then Butcher tells him to fuck off.
Yep.
Homelander comes flying down, he finds him, and then just plays the fucking card of you're my son, I love you, I'll always be there. And there's even parts of it where, as fucked up as Homelander is, I feel bad for him.
Oh, so do I.
Where you're just I feel bad for anybody that's around him, and I also feel bad for him.
Well, it's like looking at someone who's raised as an only child. Typically, sort of. You feel bad for them because they don't know how to interact with other kids because they don't have siblings who they've had to share their toys with or deal with them stealing their shit or losing their shit. So it's all about him. He only gives a shit about himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think his kid is just a way to be I'm going to be everything to him. Like Soldier Boy said, I wanted to be everything my father wasn't, and I wanted to be a good dad and show him he was a piece of shit. But I think Homelander, he's looking at this purely from selfish, because he's just selfish. He doesn't know about how to, compromise for other people's feelings and shit. And I think in season 4 we'll see him kind of mentoring his son.
Yeah.
But then his son catches one of those walk-in moments where he's like, I don't give a fucking shit about that kid. He just makes my rating numbers go good, or it's something that makes me look better, and I'd rather have him on my side than against me because the fucking kid could destroy me, or blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And the kid's going to be like, you don't care? Fuck you, bud. The only one who ever loved that kid was the guy who shouldn't even love him. And it's that, but I think that's how it's going to come out.
I just feel so bad for that kid.
Oh, so do
He's
I.
getting he's like, Dad, you're supposed to be bad, but then Butcher is supposed to be good, but now I think he's bad. And then here's your grandfather, here's your grandpa, Soldier Boy, and then they have their 2 things together because Homelander just wants to be loved.
Yep.
He just wants to be loved, and he's just getting fucking shit canned by everybody. And then Soldier Boy is just.
But you feel bad for him, and then he does something that makes you realize, well, it's because you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, yeah. So
If you weren't a piece of shit, people would love you.
Yeah, and that that show, The Boys, I can't praise it enough. It's perfect writing. Perfect writing.
And perfect acting. And I cut this actually out of my news because I had a thing in there where Kevin Smith went on Fat Man and was like, that guy deserves, if not an Emmy nomination, he deserves to win for his performance in that role because he's fucking genius.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you ever saw him in Banshee.
No.
He was in a show called Banshee, and that was a fucking great show, too. That's what kind of turned me on to that guy as an actor. I don't know what else he's done besides Banshee and this. He's done a couple other things I've watched.
Yeah.
But these are the two biggies, and Banshee was a great show.
Yeah, he's just fucking killing it. I mean, that whole show, I mean, now it's like, oh, shit, we got to wait a fucking, a year, or plus for it. But in the meantime,
I am upset they didn't address the fact that nobody told Soldier Boy that Stormfront was a fucking Nazi.
Oh, yeah.
Like, how has nobody told him that at this point?
Yeah, and then we also have to address Noir, who, I wasn't too invested in that character.
No. He was basically the G.I. Joe Snake Eyes.
I wanted him to be the way he was in the comics.
No, in the comics, no. I'm trying to remember. I know in the comics when they made Homelander, they made another version.
He's a clone,
like a backup, and
Black Noir is actually a clone of Homelander.
Right.
In order to, like, if Homelander ever gets fucking crazy,
and they
Black
kill
Noir
him
is
off.
gonna be that. And there's this great thing in the comics where they take his mask off and it's him, Homelander, but it's like a fucking robot, like kind of weird looking, like perma smile guy. And then I knew that they kind of did the whole Black Panther, and they changed that, and I was like, oh, that would have been fucking sweet, to do that. But yeah, I mean, his death was fucking.
Doesn't mean they don't have a Homelander in the basement.
You never know. It
is Vought Industries.
True. But
and that was the other thing with Butcher. If he takes any more of that temporary V, he's dead.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Huey's got that last vial that he himself didn't take.
Yep.
Either Butcher's going to take that, or like in the comic books, they're going to take V and become superpowered themselves.
Yeah, I think it comes down to that point because they've both gotten a taste of it, which is kind of fucked up because that's exactly what they're fighting against, is that like nobody should be this powerful. Well, except us.
And they're not even addressing the Russian angle. I mean, they addressed it saying that, like, he was
tortured by the Russians.
But became like a weapon for the Russians and changed sides.
Yeah. I'm
wondering, all those years they experimented on them. Do they have their own V that they've given to Russians, and that's going to be part of is season 4 the last season, or is it just the next?
I don't know. They haven't said. They
There's
keep
so many things they could do.
Oh yeah, I mean the comic's still going on, so you could catch up.
Get a copy and read it.
Yes. I mean, I think it's still going. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, one of the best shows on TV, and that was the comparison. If I got to look at Boys versus Stranger Things, I'm like, I'm going Boys all the way. Especially after watching that last episode this morning, I'm like, Jesus, the best writing. So, yeah, man, we've been chatting like a motherfucker.
Yeah,
I think we should do just a quickie on the old.
Now he just looks like a big fat ham. It's time for Greg's Music News.
Touch me in the morning. Tits indeed, everybody. Yeah, there's really only two things I'm going to talk about on the music news. Which, before we do that, my boy did give me an audio version of the rant that I did last week. If you local musician fuckers didn't listen to it, the live episode or the episode that just dropped on Tuesday, what you waiting for? I'm going to send that out separately and kind of make it more of a thing to send everybody. But looking at new releases, there really was only two that caught my eye. Hey, everybody. Journey has a new record out.
Wait, what?
Yep.
Can I help you, sir?
Yes, what is this? Huh? This is whack! I can't get jiggy with this shit!
I thought you were dead.
Yes, kids, that little Filipino motherfucker and the rest of the Journey boys came out with a new album called Freedom. Guess what? It's got that little scarab on it. Shocker.
Scarab?
That little scarab thing that's on every album cover of theirs. Yeah, you know, I listened to it. It's Journey. It's not Steve Perry Journey.
Does it sound like Steve Perry Journey?
A bit. He's trying to incorporate his own little sound to it. You know, and you got to give the guy props. I mean, the guy fucking kills it. And even Steve Perry was like at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, looked at Arnell and was just like, dude, you're doing a great job. Keep it up. You know, Steve Perry is like, I can't hit those fucking notes anymore. You fucking go for it.
And Steve Perry still gets the payday.
Exactly. You know, and Steve Perry does his own soul. And he did put out a soul record, I think, a year or two ago. It was kind of soft rock kind of shit. It was good. It was okay. But yeah, this new Journey thing, I mean, I don't think it's going to be top 40 radio kind of stuff. You know, it's not going to be Only the Young and fucking, you know, Separate Ways and all that stuff. But at the same time, you know, I've never seen them live with Arnell. I've only seen, you know, on TV, video performances with them. And they did that thing on it's kind of becoming the Neil Sean show, you know.
Oh.
And old keyboardy McGee over there. They got rid of all the other people. I think Randy Jackson's playing with them again.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Randy! Take it to the boathouse, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. We're going to have to do a deep dive on. We should do another one like those deep dives. Yeah. Fucking Little Darlings.
Oh.
Yeah. Pull your pants down, kids. It's Little
Christy
Darlings
McNichol.
time.
I had a thing for her.
Randy in the boathouse. Yeah.
Take her to the boathouse, Randy. Take her to the boathouse.
Yeah. Randy. That's a good one we should go into. So
every time I meet someone named Randy, I'm like, take her to the boathouse, Randy. Take her to the boathouse. Like, what the fuck are you talking
Randy. What the fuck, man? He's just such a dick in that movie, too. He's just like, he's got a shirt. We thought we were going to go all the way. Such a dick.
Anyway, Steve Perry.
Yeah,
Journey,
Steve Perry, Randy in the boathouse. If you're a Journey fan, you're not going to be disappointed. It's all right. Besides that, really the only other thing that I saw in their single news, our boys in the Amon Amarth put out another single.
More? These guys are pumping out more music than fucking Menudo.
Well, their new album's coming out in August. They did put out the Get Your Back Into the Ore it's not going to be on the new album, but they have been putting out other ones. This one's called The Great Northern Army.
Okay, that's the song?
Yeah. It's going on the playlist. It's Amon Amarth, man. I went shopping actually on Amazon for a goat horn mug,
and
it's coming in a couple of days. It comes with the leather strap.
Just go to Renaissance Fair.
This one is like a freaking coffee mug. It's got the screw on the top, and you can just drink your iced coffee out of it.
Fancy.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta get my fucking back into the ore. You know what I'm saying? So when we go out, you know, traveling and stuff, I can just fucking carry my little goat horn thing. And
good for you.
Yeah, it's a Viking rock, man. You can't go wrong. But other than that, like even if I just look quickly in my Discover here, those were honestly, dude, it was really the only two that kind of caught my eye.
That caught my eye.
I mean, fucking Howard Jones keeps putting out singles.
Fuck
I'm like,
you, Howard Jones.
Really? That's it, kids. It's kind of short on there. You know, maybe, you know, we will be doing a rank music wise. So you'll get your music fix on that, and you know, maybe thinking about it in future episodes, because me and my boy here have been talking about kind of revamping the whole podcast, kind of getting it. You know, we need your help, guys. You know, we really need to get the word out there. We love each other. We love doing it, so we want to keep doing it. So stop your bullshit, and just like with the music, stop your bullshit. Fucking GBR's going fucking worldwide, motherfucker. So that's all I got music wise. So suck it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
find it.
I don't have any. No. Oh, your song?
Nah, you don't.
The musician from the big rock band. Now he just looks like a big fat ham. It's time for Greg's Music News.
It's time for John's man boobs. Tits. All right. I think we did it again.
Yeah. Oops.
Oops, I did it again. I can't. No.
Oh, I did see a Britney Spears candle I wanted to buy.
Does it smell like her vajayjay? Was it on Gloop?
The Nice Goop podcast. That's my favorite listening to there is.
Goop podcast with their fucking Goop with their vagina scented candles. You can buy vagina scented candles.
Yes, it's supposed to smell like her fucking vagina.
Yeah, no, thank you. I don't need to know what Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina smells like.
It smells like Iron Man's dick.
Oh, damn. Iron Man's dick right now.